Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. All right, so they have arrested somebody in the murder of Carla Stefaniak, the woman from Miami who went missing in Costa Rica. She was vacationing there for a week. She never returned on her flight. She was there with her sister-in-law, who returned the day before. She dropped her sister-in-law off at the airport, and she was staying one more night and was supposed to fly out Wednesday, the next day. She never showed up on that plane. And but they recovered a body behind that property, the Airbnb property in San Jose, Costa Rica. I believe the town of San Jose, or the section of San Jose, is Escuza, where she was staying. So, and her body has been definitively identified, at least by multiple reports, and the family has identified the body and confirmed that it is her. So they've arrested somebody, his name, and they've named him, who was staying at the same complex where she was her last night there. There's communication from her to her family the night before she went missing, on her last night there, basically saying it was sketchy there and the power was coming in and out because it was a bad rainstorm. I don't know if she was talking about the condition of the apartment where she was staying. There's a photo of it that I believe she texted to her sister-in-law. So, and there's actually some other communication, her final communication before I think she went missing. So the person that was arrested was actually working as a security guard at the complex where she was staying, and also he was living immediately in the apartment next to her. I believe he was living in apartment 7 and she was staying in apartment 8. So and there's multiple. There he is, pictured from behind, being in cuffs, being arrested. His name is Bismarck Espinosa Martinez. Bismarck Espinosa Martinez. Over the Daily Mail, they have a photo of him that appears to come directly from his Facebook page, which is there, and there's his that Facebook page where they got that photo. So, and if you go further, he appears to be a father of maybe 2 kids, but I don't know that for sure. There's just children on his page. So he was like I said, he was staying in the apartment right next to her, and he was employed as a security guard there, but he was an immigrant from Nicaragua, according to this NBC article. A security guard at the Airbnb complex where missing Florida woman Carla Stefaniak was staying has been arrested, authorities said. Costa Rica depends greatly on tourism, so the need for action to be taken as quickly as possible in this is pretty big. The announcement of the arrest came as Stefaniak's brother and father were in Costa Rica to identify whether a body that was found 300 yards from the Airbnb is hers. Bismarck Espinosa, 32 years old, was arrested around 11 p.m. Monday, 1 a.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday, after investigators said his story demonstrated a lot of inconsistency and did not match up with security video, details of which Martinez did not describe. Walter Espinosa, who's the director of the, Judicial Investigation Department, Walter Espinosa, said she died from head trauma, had knife wounds over her neck and arms, and investigators found blood inside the property. So Espinosa said, that's the director of the Judicial Investigation Department. Espinosa said the man had been staying in apartment 7 at the complex where he was working as a security guard. Stefaniak had been staying in apartment 8, and when investigators searched her room, they found blood, he said. It goes on to say that Stefaniak was due to return to Florida on November 28th, the day before she had dropped off her sister-in-law at the airport in San Jose earlier in the day. And then toured the city with an Uber driver. She returned to her rental unit and texted a friend saying it was raining and that the power in the Airbnb had gone out. Super sketchy, she wrote in a message. And she texted, I think, a picture of it. I don't have it up here right now. But in a FaceTime call with a friend. A little later, Stefaniak said that she was thirsty and that she was thinking about asking security guards at Airbnb to buy her some water because it was still storming. Stefaniak last used her phone at around 9 p.m. when it died. So, I mean, that's just a little eerie because she's referencing security guards. The man works as a security guard there, and I don't know if that's who she's referencing. You know, if she had just been friendly with him while she was there. I don't know. I don't know if she stayed at this complex, you know, for the entire week that she was there, or if this was just for this one last night, you know, this Airbnb. I mean, from that, it sounds like she had been there the entire week, and she just went back to her apartment that she had been staying at for her last night. I mean, that's what it sounds like. She returned to her rental unit and texted a friend via WhatsApp, saying that it was raining and that the power in the Airbnb had gone out. Just not sure. So, like I said, they have made an arrest. You know, obviously, it's a terrible shame the woman was killed, and I meant to. The other odd thing, and somebody else showed me this. It was really, it's pretty strange and scary. Somebody from the comments, Motor Operandi, who comments frequently, he sent this text previously, before this person had been arrested, an article in the Tico Times, where it's talking about Carla Stefaniak went missing and that a body had been recovered by this point, but deep into this, down in the very bottom of the story, it mentions that it was a case just a month ago, an unsolved case of a body recovered that was dismembered in the same exact town where she was staying in Escuza, San Jose. This is where she was staying. He linked to this Villa Buena Vista. I'm not absolutely sure that that's it, but because in the NBC report, they called it something different. Very similar, but no, it's going to be hard for me to find. Villa, something different. Villa del Mas. Okay, and so, sorry. I mean, that's what the Modus Operandi linked to that. I think he saw that in another article. In fact, I think I saw that too. But in the NBC article, they say Villa de Mas. I don't know if they're, you know, it could be two different complexes, and she stayed at this one just the last night that she was there, and this was just a little bit of a cheaper place to stay, possibly. You know, because this is just a little bit in a slightly different location than the one I just had up there, and so forth. But I don't know that for sure. But in this Tico Times, and thank you, Modus Operandi, and when he sent that along, I was like, wow, that's pretty scary. You know, it says less than a month ago, police in San Antonio of Escuza found a dismembered 28-year-old local, Stephanie Paulo Castro Mora. The OIG has not named the suspect in the Costa Rican's death. Stefaniak's disappearance also comes weeks after Costa Rica Tourism Board launched a campaign for tourist safety. So I don't know if that's related to this case or not, but it's definitely a little shocking. But that Escuza is where, to the best of my knowledge, I saw that town mentioned in the reports of Stefaniak, and here they're mentioning it again. All right, well that's the story there. Excuse me. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.